The Detroit Lions have a top 5 offensive line, and they're led by Penei Sewell, who was Brad Holmes' first selection as general manager, and he's one of the most exciting young offensive linemen in the NFL. Through the first 3 weeks of 2022, Penei Sewell has a PFF run blocking grade of 86.0, which ranks 5th among offensive linemen, and he's only allowed 6 pressures on 123 pass blocking snaps. In today's video, I'm going to break down how Sewell is excelling at both aspects of offensive line play. Penei Sewell is an extremely gifted athlete. Detroit has one of the most diverse rushing attacks in the NFL, and Sewell can block every single concept they run. So here he is on the backside of wide zone. You can see how explosive he is out of his stance, and that's so important on reach blocks like this. If you're trying to cross the face of the 3 technique, you've got to cover a lot of ground with that first step. He gets one hand on the inside shoulder, the other hand grips under the armpit, and then he's just working the play side shoulder. Here's another really smooth reach block. At his size, it's amazing that he's able to move laterally with so much balance. Penei Sewell's ability to accelerate makes him a really effective puller, and normally when NFL teams run power or counter, they pull the guard, but the Lions have such an athletic right tackle that they can run counter dart, which means you're pulling the backside tackle. The end man on the line of scrimmage sees the counter set from DeAndre Swift, and he doesn't see a guard pulling across the formation, so he squeezes inside and gives Penei Sewell a perfect blocking angle as he wraps around. And then once he gets his hands on a defender, he has the grip strength and hip torque to move him wherever he wants. This is another dart play. Penei Sewell meets Cole Holcomb, locks his hands, great job keeping them inside, and then he just drives them downfield. And then here Josh Sweat is trying to set the edge, and Sewell just widens him out, creates so much displacement, and watch how he throws out this backhand to make sure that Sweat can't wrap around and make the tackle. So Penei Sewell is a dominant run blocker and one of the most scheme-proof offensive linemen in football. We've talked about what he can do on the move, but the Lions ran duo a few times against Philadelphia, and he was moving Fletcher Cox 5 yards downfield. This is unsurprising if you watched his college tape, but Penei Sewell is one of the best finishers in the NFL, just in terms of pancake blocks and putting people on the ground. Part of that's because of his aggressive mentality, but what's more important in my opinion is how accurate he is with his hands and the fact that he gets to the second level under control, so he has no problem sustaining blocks. There are plenty of offensive linemen that have a nasty streak, but not all of them are athletic and agile enough to actually execute what they wish they could. Pass protection was Penei Sewell's biggest weakness as a prospect, but I've been blown away at how polished his technique is in just his second year. As someone who's built like a guard, Sewell mostly gets speed rushes used against him. It's actually funny how rare it is to see someone test his anchor because it goes nowhere, but defenders haven't been very successful attacking the outside either. Sewell has consistent hand placement and footwork, and he ties both of those things together. So he splits the rusher in half with the outside hand. The inside hand he keeps free to protect against inside counters, and the feet are constantly shuffling as the pass rusher tries to work around Sewell's outside shoulder. He mirrors and stays in front. Sewell varies his technique pretty effectively throughout the game. He'll throw in some independent hand strikes. Even though he doesn't have the longest arms, he makes up for it with quick hands and a good understanding of how different players are trying to attack him. On this play, Hassan Reddick uses a cross chop, which is an inside fake, a chop across the body with the inside hand, and then you pull through with the outside. Penei Sewell's arms are as thick as a normal person's leg, so a lot of times he can just absorb the chop completely, but if he does get his arm swatted down, he's quick to replace it while using the other hand for support, and his feet stay moving at all times. And then this is a great snatch trap on Montez Sweat. He's using a long arm, which puts a lot of his weight forward, so Penei Sewell throws him down by the shoulder pads. If you enjoy the video, make sure to like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments of any player you want to see a film breakdown on.